By the end of this video, you will know how to take control and be at one with the element of air. Hi, this is Harold and welcome to The Sanctum. This is the second video in a new sub-series on controlling and tapping into the elements within. Please check out the first video in the sub-series on mastering elemental earth by following the link above. If you're new here, please remember to support this channel by clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon. So let's get right to it. In this video, we shall discover how we can take control and harmonize ourselves with the element of air that is within us. To completely understand how the techniques that I shall be describing work, it is imperative that you have first watched my video on elemental air. So please follow the link above to find that video. As we've already discussed in previous videos, all the elements have certain temperaments. The temperament of that of elemental air is that of moisture and warmth. So before we can begin to learn to control the element within, we need to learn to connect and become one with the element of air. And therefore it is important for us to understand the quality of the element of air. So keeping these qualities in mind, the first thing that we want to do, the first exercise, is we want to contemplate the nature of the element of air and where we can see these air-like qualities manifesting in our lives and in our reality. For example, you could be walking down the neighborhood early in the morning and you may see mist. It is air-like in nature, but it also has a very damp quality to it, very similar to that of the element of water. So it's got a certain relationship with the element of water. So it's almost as if the merging of two elements of air and water. So very similar to this, make a list of all the other things that you can find in reality and in life that have this air-like quality and contemplate it. The second exercise involves going outdoors, ensuring that you're wearing comfortable and light clothing that allows air to flow through it easily, and spend some time standing in the wind and simply breathing and becoming aware of the breath. Being very, very aware of the sensation and the flow of the breath as it enters through your nose, and then feeling the air as it leaves your lungs as you exhale. And you want to do this by carrying out the fourfold breath, which we've discussed in a previous video, and I'll place a link above here which will direct you to this video where you can learn the fourfold breath. By doing this form of breathing and this exercise, it's a form of pore breathing that will turn your entire body into a breathing apparatus and will begin to connect you very strongly with the element of air. The next exercise involves invoking the element of air within you. And to do this, you want to do this for about 3 minutes a day and not more than 3 minutes. What you want to do is imagine that you are the element of air. Feel the lightness, the floaty sensation, the warmth and the moisture of air. Basically become air. Now something that's very important to note is when you're doing this exercise, you only want to do it for about 1 week per month. And this is quite important because as you start to absorb more and more air, the element of air within you starts to increase. And if there's too much air, certain qualities can develop within you, one being that of procrastination and distraction. So in order to prevent this, you want to only do it for about a week every single month. If for some reason, if you do it more often and you feel as if you have a lot of air within yourself, carrying out exercise 3 in the video on mastering elemental earth will help you rebalance yourself very easily. So I'll place a link up here so that you can find that video on mastering elemental earth. Alright, now that you've learned to become elemental air, let's move on to exercise 4. First of all, start by doing the previous exercise and becoming air. And when you start to feel that lightness, that floaty sensation, the warmth and moisture of the element of air starting to manifest within you, hold your hands about 8 to 12 inches apart and imagine there being a bottle in between your palms. And now exhale, imagining that the elemental air that you've invoked within yourself is flowing down your arms, into your hands, into your palms, filling the bottle that is within your palms. So be aware, it should take about 5 breaths to completely fill the bottle. And now just stare at the bottle for a couple of seconds, and with 3 relaxing breaths in, you want to very gently breathe in the contents of the bottle, the element of air within, back into yourself, and then return back to normal consciousness and go about your day. Once you've done this exercise every single day for a certain period of time, there are 2 tests that you can carry out to see if you have become one with the element, and now you can begin to control the element of air. So you can carry out the first test on a day in which you feel slightly bloated, heavy, slowed down, or a little bit lazy. On this day, you're probably lacking some elemental air within yourself. And now you want to carry out the previous exercise, filling up the bottle with air, but this time, instead of breathing it in 3 relaxing breaths, you want to, in one sharp breath, breathe in the contents of the bottle, the elemental air within, all within yourself in one sharp inhalation. Within 5 minutes, you should start to feel more relaxed, much lighter and refreshed, as the elemental air that's within you will be in a more balanced state. Or you can carry out the second test, which will allow you to decrease the amount of elemental air within you, especially if you have too much elemental air. So on a day that you feel a little bit giddy, light-headed, distracted, overly silly and unstable, once again carry out the previous exercise, create the bottle, fill it with elemental air, and this time you want to imagine, instead of breathing it in, you want to imagine that in front of you is a vortex or a black hole, and you want to take this bottle and imagine throwing it into the black hole. This bottle filled with elemental air, we're going to imagine throwing it into the vortex, and the vortex closing up and sealing itself and disappearing. It may take you about 2 or 3 repetitions of this exercise to return back to a state of feeling relaxed and feeling normal. When you have successfully increased and decreased the amount of elemental air within you by successfully passing these 2 tests, you would have mastered the element of air. Once again, if you haven't mastered this in a few days or a few weeks, don't be disheartened. It takes a lot of practice sometimes. And as I've already stated in previous videos, some elements are easier to master than others. It completely depends on your own energetic makeup. So just keep that in mind and keep practice, and you will eventually get there. So thank you for watching this video. Please leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. So there's a lot more to come, and a lot of interesting videos coming up very, very soon. And I would like to thank each and every single one of you who have supported this channel so far. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Like and share this video. Thank you again, take care, and I shall see you very soon. Peace.